from Empower Field at Mile High here in Denver. Straight ahead, a good one in store this afternoon. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Denver Broncos. Mike Tirico along with my partner Greg Olson. It's Will Lutz, the kicker, who gets this started. Off we go from Denver. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So the Buccaneers come out, and Baker Mayfield leads them out. He has found a spot to be very comfortable. The former #1 overall pick out of Oklahoma, who turned 30 in the offseason, and has done a nice job with the Buccaneers the last few years.
You know, Mike, it's kind of become cliche. You know, these guys come onto the field and we say, hey, you got to defend every blade of grass. They can make every throw, but that's exactly the case anytime this guy's lined up behind center. And the amount of stress that it puts on your pass defense, on your secondary to know, I got to defend sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, no matter where that ball is snapped. That's a tall task, and they're going to have to mix up coverages and be really sound on the back end, or this guy can really kill you.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 4. They run with the Oregon man. It's Bucky Irving. And he's going to get the first down. He is up past the 35-yard line.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. An 8-yard pickup. First down, Buccaneers.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference.
And he will go all the way. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but, Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly right out of the gates, that's a pretty good opening drive and an early 6 points.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bucs will take a 7-0 lead.
Buccaneers 7, Broncos 0.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. A return now from the 4. Get across the 20, mark him at the 22-yard line. So the Broncos come out, and, Greg, they are led by their QB of the future. Found their guy with the 6th quarterback selection in the 2024 draft. Second season now for Bo Nix.
Well, it didn't take long for Bo Nix to establish himself as a bona fide starter in this league, winning the position with the Broncos as a rookie. He has all the intangibles, but really what sticks out the most, Mike, is the amount of starts he made in college. It's kind of similar to Brock Purdy. Very experienced at the college level. Let's see how that carries over here to the NFL.
And we march out up at the 34-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now it's Robbins. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop him for no gain yet again. And now it's third down.
You know, Mike, what separates the really elite defensive edge players from everybody else is not only their ability to rush the passer. That's what everybody focuses on. But, man, the defensive ends that are good in the run game, those are the guys that never leave the field.
He'll look deep, left sideline. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
Defense. Automatic first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. He's got his receiver. It's Cortland Sutton. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down
at the 35-yard line.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
19 more on that one, and another first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Here comes 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He gets that complete to his tight end, Ingram. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Nix from the gun on third down. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. He's going to have a Broncos first down. Well, that was a tough couple of yards to pick up, but they convert on 4th and 1. Going to stop this here for injury. One of the Buccaneers is down. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. Dobbins. And he's going to go backward. Taken down at the 6.
He was taken down.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me?
2nd and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. Here's Nix to throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
They'll use 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and goal. Now Nick's going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos are on the board. It's 7-3.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. Johnson now to return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Buccaneers offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. The RPO, they'll get this to Ibuka.
Mayfield's pass. Complete to Emeka Ibuka. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Get this complete right side to Hopkins. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Gain of 12.
12 yards on that hookup. It's a 1st down for Tampa Bay. Baker going to give it to Irvin. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
He was brought down by Pat Surtain. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 7. Throwing is Mayfield. Now, screen set up for Irvin. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
He was trying to get that one to Bucky Irving. And now it's 4th down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points, but after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
So on 4th down, Riley Dixon on to punt for Tampa Bay. The Broncos have Marvin Mims out for the return. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Here's Dobbins. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Nick's going to keep it on the zone read. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a 1st down.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone replay is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. And he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is forced out of bounds.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He'll try and get there on the ground. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Two 1st downs, and they are at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10. They'll give it to Dobbins. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? That flag on the guard, Quinn Miners. Throwing, Nix. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
One too far out in front to be brought in, and it's incomplete.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes, that's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth with the receivers saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit.
Jamel Dean that time. All over him in coverage.
Ever so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Bucs offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10.